Welcome back to the channel. Today, what I'm going to be doing at SEMA is talking to companies to see what it takes to start working with them or getting sponsored. This is kind of a formula. Each company has their own formula for what they're going to do for us, you know, a YouTuber, somebody that has a race car, and I just want to kind of talk to each one because I know the answers are going to be very different per company, and I think it'll be a really good video. So let's go inside and figure this out. So I came over to ProCharger. I'm with Eric from ProCharger. He's our social media marketing manager?
Communications director.
Okay.
And we're gonna technical term.
And we're gonna talk about what it takes to get sponsored or for a company like ProCharger to start working with influencers. So what does it take, Eric?
You know, everybody thinks it's always about the numbers, right? They're like, I got this many subscribers and all that. And then to me and us, it is actually more about like the personality, the quality that that you're bringing to your builds or your channel, and the relationship. So first thing we do is, if you come to us and you're trying to start that relationship, is, man, I'm gonna watch all the videos and see what you're about and how you're doing it and your energy, right? After that point, just to see if the project makes sense, like what's the engine in the build, time frame of the build, that kind of stuff. So if it's something that can get done, we don't want something that's like 2 years long, right?
Yeah.
Like we're looking for something in not a one-day thing, but like a month or two kind of build out or something, because that helps us, because we don't want you marketing a product that's now old news, right? Yeah,
something that's going to be relevant and consistent.
Absolutely. So I guess when somebody reaches out, the biggest thing is try to look at it from our standpoint as the manufacturer of a product that costs anywhere from $4,000 to $20,000. How can we work together so that we get an ROI on that product and you guys get an ROI with the content, so hopefully our product can deliver you guys views, clicks, excitement, horsepower, and that's what it's all about. My thing is, don't always focus on the numbers. Like, I know everybody starts somewhere, right? So like, if you don't have $500,000 or $1 million, that's okay. I mean, I've actually sponsored a lot of guys or worked with them when they started and they had like 50,000 followers or 40,000. So they were like, they knew what they're doing. It's not like their first week doing it, right? But you could tell where they're gonna go. And I'm actually super proud that definitely two of the guys that I sponsored when they had 30,000 subscribers now have millions of subscribers. So it's like, we all start somewhere. And if you can start that relationship, start working together, that's just really where it's at. It's like, build it together, help each other. We get our name out there, or our products out there. You all as influencers get to have fun, make horsepower, make content. So,
yeah,
I guess my last thing is positivity, positivity, positivity. Like, I guess, the videos where stuff's like, people are just breaking stuff to break stuff or whatever. I mean, it's like kind of fun or whatever, but man, I'm telling you, when you make like a really good video of, like say you're doing a build and you're talking about all the technical aspects of it, and it makes good horsepower and you're enjoying it, those are the videos that are gonna like live on forever. And years down the road, somebody's gonna have a car like that, watch that build and be like, man, I want to do that.
Or they'll look it up to see how it was done. And,
exactly.
Yeah.
So you might not have the instant shock and awe, but you're really going to have like a long-term ROI, and that stuff I think is really awesome.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Cool, man.
Thanks a lot, man. Yeah. Here with Kevin, and he's going to talk to us about what it takes to get sponsored, or if you're an influencer, to start working with your YouTube channel or your social media.
So I'm Kevin with Race Winning Brands. We have some legacy brands under our roof, such as JE Pistons, Dart, we have Manly, Wiseco, and several others. So yeah, when it comes to looking for sponsorship, whether it's a YouTube channel or a racer, whatever you're doing, first and foremost, I think you need to stick to the simple basics that you're representing yourself and what you're doing as a brand and as a business. So approach it professionally. Reach out if you don't know who to contact, or you're looking for somebody to reach out. Yeah, it's probably okay to try to contact on social media, but professionally, ask for the person that you need to talk to, ask for their contact information. Just sending a DM like, hey, check this out, I want some free parts, is not a good way to approach it, and it makes a bad first impression.
Yeah.
But once you're talking to them, it's good to just introduce it, provide all the resources so that they can browse and do as much research as they want to. So provide all the links that you have, maybe maybe a couple example photos, keep it updated. It doesn't have to be a 30-page deck or anything like that, you know, because, you know, likely the person that you're talking to might not have time to go through a 30-page deck, but give them some of the resources that they might want to look at so that they can make their own informed decision after you introduce them to what you're doing.
And time-wise, what would be the best time to contact in, you know, the year? There's different quarters, and a lot of companies at the beginning of the year do more sponsorships or more product than.
I would say for a lot of people, the best time to contact would kind of be now. Once you're getting into fall of a certain year, if you know you have a project coming up for the year following, you know, once you approach September, around that time frame, a lot of companies are doing budgets and setting up budgets and looking at how much they're going to be able to spend, even on no-charge product and things like that for the following year. So it's good to even have a heads up, even if their budget isn't done. It's good to have a heads up so they know that this might be a possibility and something they want to be involved with next year. You know, if it's something that you're going to build in August and you reach out in July, there's a good chance maybe all that's allocated or all the product that you need is already on other sales orders or something like that. So the further ahead that you can plan, the better, really.
Yeah, and then subscriber base, if you're an influencer, numbers, what are you guys looking for? Is there low numbers still good, or does it have to be over, you know, millions of subscribers?
You know, I would say it really depends. I would say that that's another thing that's good to understand based on the product and the company that you're reaching out to, is understand who their market is and what you can do to reach their market specifically. It is great, you know, to have, you know, the channels that have, you know, just a massive reach, but that reach is always good for brand awareness and image and all that stuff and exposure, but realistically that is not as qualified of a lead if you're talking about promoting a very niche or specific product. So if you have a specific product for one very niche platform, or, you know, maybe it's like a 2JZ, for example, or something like that, a more specific platform. If it's a lower subscriber base, but they have like a kind of a niche following for that engine platform or whatever it is that you're trying to market, that has a lot of value in itself as well. It doesn't always have to be just massive subscriber numbers.
Okay, yeah, that's great. Thanks a lot, I appreciate the information. So I'm over here with Zenon from Cooks, and he's gonna talk to us about what it takes for them to start working with you as an individual or an influencer with a following.
Absolutely. So one of the first things we look at working with an individual is we're looking at, of course, the social media. How much traffic you're getting into your page, how many likes, how many people actually follow you and once you put that Cooks product on, are going to be believing that Cooks product is the best of what you're doing. A couple other things is people that are going to be loyal to the brand, that stand for the brand, they're not going to be jumping around. But with Cooks, that's all you need. You just make sure you have the following with you. You have a good following on that standpoint, but you also stay loyal to the brand, and you just promote the company. That's one of the biggest things. We work with people who promote us heavy, but we work with people who want to become an influencer. They promote us once and then they disappear. So that's one of the things, making sure and seeing your background of what you've done with other companies is one of the biggest things we look for when we're looking for sponsorships, and people want to work with Cooks and put that on their vehicle.
Yeah, somebody that's consistent. That's not going to just like get your product and end up disappearing.
Exactly. Yeah, because it happens. You see it in the industry, it happens. They'll post a picture or a video, a build, and next thing you know, they disappear and you never hear them posting. But we want someone that's going to stick with the Cooks brand and really believe that the Cooks brand is the best, has the best quality. There's a reason that Cooks is the leader in the industry for this. So we want to keep growing, and we want to make sure we're surrounding ourselves with the right people.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, thanks, man. I'm here with Alex from Holley. I work with Holley currently, and I have the question, what are you guys looking for when an influencer reaches out to you, or a person that is trying to start racing and wants to get sponsored? What do they need to do, and what's the best way to contact you guys?
Well, first and foremost, you know, we love our influencers, and we take that very seriously here at Holley, and we always want to make sure that they feel like they're part of our family, because that's really what this is about. So one of the best ways that you can reach out to us is, of course, on our social media. So at Holley Performance, or you can even any one of our other brands that we work with. You know, obviously Holley is growing, and we have a ton of brands that, you know, kind of fit into each little niche. So it's a great thing for, you know, us to be able to work in, you know, drag racing, in classic trucks, in classic cars, in performance. So, you know, we have such a broad range of product that we really have the ability to work with just about anyone, which makes it really fun in the sense of what we're doing.
Yeah, plus you have such a large number of companies. I mean, you have AEM-EV, you have, you know, you make wheels, you do stuff with Teslas. I mean, it's just such a broad range.
Oh yeah, and EV is definitely one of those things that's growing as well and across the board, and so that's something that we're definitely working on, trying to be more influential in. And obviously we have our EV event that we have in Sonoma. So I mean, it's really awesome what we're able to come and be a part with our influencers and partner with them, and you know, be able to help each other out, really.
In terms of an influencer with like a subscriber base, what is that amount of subscribers they need to start working with you? Is there a requirement, or?
Really, I would tell you it's more case by case. We really want to take multiple factors in. You know, obviously, you know, when you have a larger following, sometimes that's easier, but we also like to work with guys that are up and coming, and you know, personality is a big part of it. And so, you know, it's hard to be influential if you're not necessarily an outgoing person. So, you know, we definitely don't just focus on how many followers it is, but we want to make sure that the people that we're working with definitely have the love for the automotive industry the way that we do.
Okay, I appreciate that. Yeah. Thanks for commenting on this.
Absolutely, man. Thank you very much.
I was able to talk to a bunch of different companies today about what it takes to start the relationship to either as an individual get sponsored or as an influencer to start working with a company. Really, the conversation goes, if you can add value, most likely if you get in contact with a company via DM on Instagram, don't just go and be like, what can you guys give me for free? They want you to be able to add value, because they're not going to send you a product to just have and then disappear, never actually make a video, never actually show the product. They don't want you to just use it once and that's it, and they don't want that shock and awe. So it sounded like a lot of companies and corporations were like, we, you know, YouTubers, they all, you know, a lot of the big ones, they do the shock and awe. They're like, oh, I broke this, and a lot of companies said that's not what they're looking for. If you don't have a lot of subscribers, they're probably still going to work with you. I mean, if you can add that value they're really looking for. So I wasn't able to actually film a bunch of companies because they use a third-party company that does all their social media, which kind of seems like a problem. They were saying that they didn't want to comment on this question because they didn't know if they're going to get in trouble. And I feel like that's also an issue, because if you're trying to reach out to the company that you want to work with and then you don't know what the third-party company that they're using is, you're never going to get in contact with that company. So I wasn't able to record any of that, but I think it's a lot of good information for you guys, anybody that's trying to figure out what the formula is. I don't think there really is a hard formula, but as long as you could add value and work with the company and you're going to stay consistent and they're really looking for a channel or an influencer or a person that's going to grow with them. So hope this provided some good information. I mean, SEMA is a huge show. I thought it was going to be a very good video to make because obviously a lot of people asked the question and nobody really had a clear answer, but there is still a lot of good information. If you like these videos, make sure to click the subscribe button, thumbs up, throw a comment below. As always, see you guys next time.